Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Elkins Travel Adventure. Today we're exploring some hidden gems in Alabama. We're going to start with Majestic Caverns. It's outside of Childersburg, Alabama. So buckle up and let's dive in. First stop was Majestic Caverns in Childersburg, Alabama. This is nestled in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. This place is steeped in history and of darkness, but beautiful darkness. Did you know back in 1796, a presidential agent named George Stiggins wrote to George Washington about this cave's beauty, making Majestic Caverns the first cavern on record in the United States. And get this, it has one of the largest accumulations of onyx marble, stalagmites, and stalactites in the world. So as we came to this spot this weekend, they actually have a campground right beside the caverns. So this is where we stayed. And I must say, I've never been the only person in a campground. But it was only $50 a night, full hookups. They give you 10% off over here at their cavern tour. And they have some kids attractions. So come along and I'm going to share some of the things we do while we're in this area. And Philippe said he likes it. He's been having fun. Good with cookies, isn't it, Kingston? So we're enjoying our private camp area over there, but I wanted to tell you more about this property. This property has been in the Mathis family for over a century. Ida Mathis purchased it in 1910, hoping to mine that onyx, but when the market turned, she doubled down on something more lasting, preserving this magical place for others to experience. And her great-grandson Alan W. Mathis III, and now the fifth generation, have helped open it up to the public, adding trails, a campground, a gift shop, all while keeping the cave tours running. So as we enjoyed camping here, which gave us this sense of stepping away, hearing nature, seeing stars, and then going inside this cool world beneath our feet. The temperature inside this cave is about 60 degrees year-round, a perfect escape from summer heat or the winter chills.
Now, I.W. Grant was a famous fur trader from Charleston, South Carolina. He took the Chickasaw Trail down this way, ultimately hoping to get to the Mississippi River where there were beavers. Beaver pelts were actually very popular and high sought in value at the time. Now, it was a little bit cold, so two hot-headed men ready to get on the battlefield decided that they were going to come down into this cave and build what is known as a leaching vat. Now, these leaching vats filled without the minerals needed to make magic powder. The white one on the outside. The red here, iron oxide, which is actually what gives Alabama and Georgia that red mud color. And the grayish black here being magnesium and manganese. Does anyone know what those are? Magnesium is a natural laxative.
Not even one. Oh, can't quite cut. One of my favorite facts, during the renovations in 1995, they found bones which turned out to date back over 2,000 years from the woodland Indian period. Native Americans used the cave as shelter, burial places, and saw it as a healing place. The large chamber in the cave is called the Healing All Cathedral Room, reflecting that deep connection to people's past. And they have it blocked off here, and so it's well preserved. This map is what. This is natural cave.
Oh. Then
We didn't try all of the games and activities outside that were above the ground because there was over 20, and a lot of these things were really geared towards younger children. But we did walk around taking a glimpse at everything, and that was fun. The cave itself is enough of a show. Towering rooms, formations that look like sculptures, and just history that creeps in. It was very interesting, all of the facts that she gave us.
Little paddle boats. Yeah. The gauntlet. That's like them things off of, makes me think Jurassic Park. Remember? And the mini golf. And a tower.
Docks.
Barely.
Our next stop was Kymulga Grist Mill and Covered Bridge, just a few miles northeast of Childersburg. So if you love history, rustic architecture, water power, and wooden bridges, this is for you. The grist mill here was built in 1864 by a German contractor, G.E. Morris, for Lieutenant Colonel George H. Forney, a Confederate officer. Forney sadly died in the Civil War at the Battle of the Wilderness, so his wife saw the project through to completion. They do have tours here, and it was free to walk through. This mill is massive. There's wood and heart pine built on these rock pilings with multiple millstones, including a French burr stone, which are among the hardest, best for grinding up that grain. It used water power originally via a dam and turbines, and over the years there were expansions, ownership changes, and the efforts to preserve it. So we really enjoyed our free tour walking around.
It was finished in 1860, and on the other side of that was a road that went all the way to Georgia. Now if you go across the bridge, they got 5 trails over there, about 8 miles long.
This mill has a honey hive right here. We were trying to see if we could see some bees peeking out, but they are known to get some honey out of the walls of this old mill. The mill was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1976, along with the covered bridge.
Show you with the shell either when this ran off the turbines. And there's an old 25 Ford sitting back here on the other side of the sidewalk. They used to go across that bridge. Well, it was a car back then. Mr. Burke realized what he really needed was a truck. Good time looking.
Hey, that would be perfect.
I want something like this to drive around Camp Fort Wilderness to go looping.
So the covered bridge is slightly older, built around 1861, and is spanning Talladega Creek. Using a Howe truss design, it connects into trails, and walking across it feels like stepping back into the 19th century. What do you think, Phoebe? What do you think? Huh? What do you think? So a fun stat about this bridge is it's 100 feet long. One of only of a couple 19th century covered bridges still in Alabama at their original location. We hiked the trail around the bridge and the creek. We saw oak trees, the rippling water, the breeze. It was a really peaceful walk, and you really appreciate the craftsmanship and setting. In a couple of locations, we saw even some old pieces of like housing or chimneys, different structures that were still kind of around the area. It was kind of neat, and they did have some of the trees labeled, so we enjoyed our little walk around the bridge area. We have one more stop, but if you're thinking of planning a Walt Disney World vacation or Universal, I'm great with planning big family vacations. Reach out to me. Our next stop is heading to my favorite type of ice cream, the Bell Creamery. Bell started way back in 1907 in Texas, making butter from excess cream from local farms, and then they got into ice cream. So I grew up in Texas eating Bell ice cream. So this was fun to come visit the factory here in Kymulga because Bell is the only ice cream that I like to buy for my family. It's so good. So this Kymulga facility is called the Little Creamery for visitors. So you can see, depending on tour availability, which the day we came, they didn't have the windows open where we could see the different flavors being churned and how the vats work. But that's okay, we still enjoyed some delicious ice cream. They have dollar bowls of ice cream. It's simple, delicious, all kinds of flavors, and perfect after walking around those bridges. My favorite that I got of the day was a coconut flavor. Kingston wanted to try the coffee flavor. I was just so wowed when we walked up. I thought it was $1 like a scoop, but it was $1 a bowl, and watch this bowl of ice cream.
Strawberry. Dr. Pepper float. For drinking. They got Dr. Pepper, the Dr. Pepper float.
So we're here in Kymulga and thought, hey, we'll go see this Lake Howard. But it's Monday, and they're closed on Monday. Never heard of such. The gate's open, but the sign says do not enter, so. That was just a good reminder to double check days of operation. Still, even from outside, the surroundings were beautiful. Join us next time for our next adventure.